There is a cycle of love and death that shapes the lives of those who choose to travel in the company of animals. It is a cycle unlike any other. To those who have never lived through its turnings or walked its rocky path, our willingness to give our hearts with full knowledge that they will be broken seems incomprehensible. Only we know how small a price we pay for what we receive. Our grief, no matter how powerful it may be, is an insufficient measure of the joy we have been given. Suzanne Clothier. Life without Yoshi has still been rough for me. Nights are especially hard. I've had some bad moments where I still cry for her. I still feel like I hear her sometimes. I know this is all perfectly normal and that eventually it's going to be okay. There are people who still miss their animals after decades. I know because I've talked to them. Some of them have reached out to me, and one of the voice actors I've done some work with, he told me, after I told him about Yoshi's passing, he told me that he missed his dog after 27 years. Eventually, the sting of her loss will subside and it won't hurt as much. Then I'll truly be able to embrace the joy from when she was here instead of focusing on the fact that she isn't here. It's strange because I had to say goodbye to 2 other cats, Pearl and Gabby, but I don't recall that hurting as much. I suspect because this is so raw and fresh. And when I was dealing with Gabby's death, the 5th year anniversary of her death is coming up on the 7th. I had Yoshi to help me get through it. I suppose that's also why it was essential for us to adopt Taco. As many of you know, my husband and I went to the Humane Society to pick up this little guy on October 1st. We've had him for over a month, and he's a very sweet puppy, most of the time. He does have some bad habits, like biting us when he's overly excited and wanting to play, and he really needs to get some more training. But we love this little guy. I don't regret getting him. We call him Mr. Taco and Mr. T-Man. I don't have as much time during the day as I used to work on my audio dramas, like when Yoshi was here. He requires much more of my attention, so between the hours of noon and 3, I crate him so I can try and work on these projects. I'm slowly getting back to a normal level of creativity. I certainly still have a lot of ideas, so that's a good sign, right? Those who follow me on social media know I'm still working on 2 recreations for old-time radio theater, 2 episodes from Suspense, Sorry Wrong Number, which stars Julia Hoverson, from 19 Nocturne Boulevard. She writes some amazing stuff. You gotta check it out if you haven't already. And of course, she's a phenomenal voice actress, so anything that Julie is in, go check it out. And also the special Lost episode, The Phantom Archer. With any luck, I'll have at least one of these things completed by the end of this month. I'm also working on Dark Paradise. Lately, I've been putting together some mini-sodes highlighting classic literature, and I performed a monologue. For those who have listened to the monologue and the mini-sodes, if you have any suggestions for literature you'd like me to talk about that Dark Shadows borrowed, or if you have a monologue in mind from Angelique, Victoria, or somebody that I haven't even thought of yet that you'd like me to try, just let me know. I'm also putting together a full-length Dark Paradise episode where I will discuss Angelique with the help of a couple of fans, and I will also bring in guest Stephen Schutz, who spoke with me last time about Strange Paradise. He and I will be talking about Raxel. And I'm still brainstorming the continuation of Cursed Dwellings, and in addition to that, I'm extending it further and creating a sub-series, I guess you could say, called Faceless Terrors. This will be in the vein of the creepypasta. I know people are real fans of creepypasta, so I'm going to do my best with that. And I will also be on the lookout once I have something written for a host. So keep that in mind when I make that announcement. Soul Twin Talk is getting an overhaul. Obviously, I have my audio diary grief journey that I've been recording from time to time. Technically this is the 2nd episode, I guess you could say. But I also plan on recording extension videos I'm calling Vintage Spotlight, where I can discuss classic films, television, anything else that would fit into that category. Now, some of you may be wondering if I will ever get back to the old format of Soul Twin Talk. And the answer to that is yes, but in a more condensed format. I will be breaking apart my behind the scenes stuff, so I'll have like a separate episode for that, much smaller episode. But I also want to get back to interviewing guests. I plan on bringing on Jack West, who wrote and produced his comedic audio play, The Man Who Know Too Much. And I'm very excited to have an episode where I speak with Adam Murciano about his newest series, Ice Cream, which I'm sure many of you have already heard on his 911 podcast. I also still want to support other audio drama companies. So again, if you have a trailer you'd like me to promote, an episode you want me to review, or if you'd like to come on as a guest, just let me know. Before I close this, I'd just like to once again thank all of my loyal listeners who have been so supportive, especially after Yoshi's death. I really appreciate everyone who reached out to me and made sure I was okay. And on another note, I'm very excited to have the community tab available on YouTube. I have 175 subscribers and would still love to meet my goal of getting 200 subscribers before 2023. If you have social media and you would like to give my channel a shout out, I would really appreciate that. And if you subscribe to me, please let me know so I can follow you back, and also so I can add you to my featured channels. We all need to come together and support each other. And that said, be safe, be happy, and always remember,
I can do anything. I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want.